Last meeting, we already discussed about quadratic functions. So ngayon naman po, i-discuss natin ang general form and standard form of quadratic function. So in the previous module, you learned the general form y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c of a quadratic function and represented it in a various ways. So in this module, the standard form or the vertex form, which is y is equal to a quantity x minus h raised to the second power plus k, will be introduced. So there will be instances that the standard form of quadratic function will be given more appropriate to use when working on problems involving the vertex of the graph of quadratic function. So what we need to know. So learners will be able to transform the quadratic function in general form. Y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c into standard form or the vertex form. Y is equal to x or a quantity x minus h raised to the second power plus k and vice versa. So today's lesson, we easily understood by recalling first the procedure on how to make trinomial a perfect square. If x squared plus bx plus c is a trinomial expression with b and c as constant, then to make the expression a perfect square trinomial, the value of c must be c is equal to quantity b divided by 2 square. So let's have here the different example. We need to determine the number that must be added to make each of the following perfect square trinomial. Then give the factor as a square of binomial. So let's have here our example number 1. X squared plus 4x plus blank. What do you think would be the constant to make this given equation a perfect square trinomial or a perfect square binomial? So, ito po, ang formula po natin, magiging b is divided by 2 raised to the second power. So, we need to identify the b value. Ang b value po natin dito ay 4, which is positive 4. So, 4, i-divide po natin sa 2, and then, i-square po natin. Square. Okay, so 4 divided by 2, that is 2, and then square, and that is equal to 4. So what must be added here? That is equal to 4. To make this given factor a square of binomial. So pag kinuha po natin yung factor po nito, ito po ay magiging x minus 2 raised to the second power. Ayan. So, ito po ang perfect square trinomial. Kinonvert po natin siya sa square of binomial. So, 4 po ang ilalagay po natin or 4 po ang number. Let's have here another example. What if ang given po natin ay x squared minus 10, x plus blank. So, kukunin nyo ulit yung b. Ang b po natin is the numerical coefficient of x. So, ito po ay magiging negative 10. I-divide po natin sa 2. And then, i-square po natin yung sagot. So, magiging negative 5. Ano po yung negative 5 square? So, ito po ay magiging negative 5 times negative 5, that is equal to positive 25. So, to make it a perfect square trinomial, we need to add here positive 25. Pag kinonvert naman natin to into a square of binomial, so ito po ay magiging x. Negative po yung gitna, kaya magiging x minus 5 raised to the second power. Pag kapag nag-FOIL method po kayo dito sa x minus 5 raised to the second power, ito po ang lalabas. Perfect square trinomial. Let's proceed. Another example. What if ang given natin ay x squared minus 11x plus blank? So, mapapansin ninyo, ang b po natin, negative 11, divided by 2. Hindi po siya divisible by 2. So, wag nyo na pong pahirapan ang inyong mga sarili na magde-decimal point po kayo. So, wala pong magde-decimal point. So, paano po gagawin na maging perfect square trinomial? Just multiply itself. Negative 11 times negative 11, that is equal to 121, divided by 2 times 2, that is equal to 4. Ibig sabihin, ang i-add nyo po dito to make it a perfect square trinomial is 121 divided by 4. So, paano po ito magiging square of binomial? Gawa ng parenthesis, tapos square. Square root of the first term, that is x, is x. Square, that is x. And then square root ng last term, 121 and 4, that is 11 over 2. Negative po yung b value natin. So, ibig sabihin, ito po ay negative. So, ito na po yung perfect, yung factors of a square of a binomial. Ito naman po ang perfect square trinomial natin. Next, last example. Ito naman, what if ang given nating b ay fraction? So, since ang formula natin to get the constant is b divided by 2. So, ito po, magiging b natin ay 5 half. 5 divided by 2 divided by 2. So, ano pong ginagawa natin dyan? Division of fraction. So, alam nyo nang gagawin dyan, magiging 5 halves, and then get the reciprocal of the denominator, that is 1 half, and then proceed to multiplication. So, 5 times 1, that is equal to 5 divided by 4. 2 times 2, that is 4. And then po, square nyo po ulit. So, just multiply the base twice itself. So, 5 times 5, that is 25, divided by 4 times 4, that is equal to 16. So, ibig sabihin, to make this given equation a perfect square trinomial, ang i-add po natin dito ay 25 over 16. Yan. Tapos, to make this one a square of binomial, magiging x. Tapos po, positive po lahat. So, ibig sabihin, magiging plus. Square root ng 25, that is 5. Square root of 16, that is 4. Raised to the second power. So, ito po ang ating perfect square trinomial. Ito naman po ang factor of a square of binomial. So, I do hope na naintindihan nyo po ito kasi ito po ay kailangan natin sa ating magiging lesson. So, how did you find these given examples? Were you able now to recall how to find the constant term of a perfect square trinomial? This one is your topic when you are still in grade 8. So, were you able to factor them as a square of binomial? So, I do hope na intindihan nyo po. Let's proceed to the given example. Example number 1. So, we need to learn more on transforming the general form of a quadratic function to its equivalent standard form. So, we need to study the given example. Example number 1. Rewrite. So, kailangan daw po nating i-rewrite. Rewrite. Ito. Y is equal to x squared minus 6x minus 11 in a standard form. And then right after nyan, we need to identify the constant a, h, and k. So we have here the different steps. First step, you need to group the terms containing x. So tignan nyo lang yung may x, i-group nyo po yan. So ito po, magiging y is equal to quantity x squared minus 6x. Tapos po, hindi po kasama yung constant. And then, yung naka-grouping po na may x, ito po, yung katulad nung ginawa natin kanina dun sa unang example. Gagawin po natin siyang perfect square trinomial. So, para maging perfect square trinomial po ito, we need to divide or kunin po natin yung b value. So, ito po ay negative 6. So, negative 6, i-divide yan natin sa 2, magiging negative 3. So, negative 3, square po natin yan, magiging positive 9. Ngayon po, yun po ang i-add natin po sa kabila or sa loob ng parenthesis. Tapos po, ilalagay din po natin sa kabilang part or dito po, magiging negative. Okay? So, mag-add ka sa left, mag-a-add ka din po sa right. So, pag nakuha na po natin to, isi-simplify lang po natin. So, we need to complete the expression in parentheses to make it a perfect square trinomial by adding the constant. 6 divided by 2 and subtracting the same value to the constant term. So, ito na po. So, pag nakuha natin to, i-combine lang natin to. So, since this one is a perfect square trinomial, convert po natin yan into a square of binomial. So, ito na po yung kanyang conversion. Square root of the first term and square root of the last term lang po. X. Negative po ang gitna, so minus po yan. Square root of 9, that is 3. Quantity square. Huwag niyo pong kalimutan yung may quantity square po siya. Tapos, minus. Ito po, like sign. Like sign, odd, attach the sign. Negative 11, negative 9, that is negative 20. So, y is equal now to quantity x minus 3 squared minus 20. So, eto na po yung kanyang standard form. So, since yan po ang ating standard form, kailangan po nating ma-identify yung a natin, yung value ng a. Ang a po natin ay yung numerical coefficient po dito. So, wala kayong makikita, ibig sabihin may invisible 1 po yan. So, ang A po natin ay 1. Ang H po natin, based sa ating formula kanina, ang H natin ay nasa loob ng parenthesis. Ito po. So, kung ito po ay negative, i-change nyo po siya ng positive. Yun po yung H natin. Mag-change po kayo sa letter H ng sign. If the given sign of the square of binomial is positive, ang h nyo ay magiging negative. Kapag ang h nyo na nakuha nyo or sa binomial, square of binomial is positive, ang h nating value ay magiging positive. Okay? Vice versa lang po yan. Basta mag-change. Tapos po, ang k value natin, wala naman po pagbabago yan. Kung ano po yung makukuha yung constant, yun ang k value natin. So, ang k now is equal to negative 20. Okay, so let's have here another example. Rewrite y is equal to x squared plus 10x minus 13. So, kailangan po nating i-rewrite po yan. Ang sabi po kanina, we need to regroup the term containing x. So, magiging y is equal to x squared minus 10x. Yan po yung regrouping natin. Okay? Tapos, negative 13. So, pag na-regroup natin yan, kukunin daw po natin, eto po, kukunin natin yung b value. Ang b value natin ay negative 10. So, yung negative 10 na yan, i-divide mo siya sa 2, magiging negative 5. Tapos yung negative 5, i-square mo siya, magiging positive 25. So, ang makukuha po nating perfect square trinomial niyan ay y is equal to quantity x squared minus 10x, ayan, plus 25. Yan po ay plus 25. Diba? Sabi ko kanina, pag mag-add tayo dito sa loob ng parenthesis, mag-add din po tayo sa kabila. Isulat po ang negative 13. Huwag po yan kalimutan. Ang 13 po natin. Ayan. Tapos po, lagyan po natin ng negative 25. Yan. Yan po ay ito. Galing lang din dito. Mag-add sa left, mag-add po sa right. Then next, gagawin po natin ito or isi-simplify na po natin. So, magiging y is equal to square root of the first term. Gawa lang kayo ng parenthesis, tapos square. Ito po, x squared, magiging x. Tapos yung 25 po, negative po yung gitna. Negative po yan, 25. Square ng 25 yan po ay 5. So, ito na po yung equivalent ng perfect square trinomial na magiging square of binomial. So, x minus 5 raised to the second power. Tapos, ito po ay simplify ulit. Since ang napansin ninyo, yan po ay like sign, so you need to add and then attach the sign. So, 13 and 25, that is 38. So, therefore, ang equation po natin ay y is equal to quantity x minus 5 raised to the second power minus 38. Ano po yung a natin? Yan po ay 1, invisible. Hindi po yan laging 1. Letter B natin, negative 5. Sabi ko kanina, mag-change ng, letter B, letter H. Letter H. Mag-change ng sign, so magiging positive 5. Ang K value natin is the constant, negative 38. Ayan po ang K value natin. Clear po? So, let's proceed. Another example. So, rewrite. Ito na, may numerical coefficient na yung A natin. So, rewrite 2x squared plus y is equal to 10x minus 3 in the form y is equal to, or na vertex form y is equal to a quantity x minus h squared plus k. And then give the values of a, h, and k. So, eto na po. Ito po ay iaayos po natin. So, magiging y is equal to, ito po kasi ay nandito. So, kailangan po nating ilipat sa kabila. So, since ililipat po natin si 2x squared, which is positive, pag nilipat po natin sa kabila, magiging negative. So, magiging negative 2x squared plus 10x. Ito po ay walang pagbabago kasi hindi po natin siya inilipat, minus 3. And then, proceed na po tayo. Regrouping. I-regroup na po natin. So, niregroup natin yung may value ng x. Ito po yan, minus 3. Pag niregroup natin, kunin natin yung b value. Diba ang b value natin, i-divide natin sa 2. Okay? So, magiging, di-divide natin sa 2. Anong mangyayari po dyan? Or ito po, muna, ilalabas natin si a value. Pag nilabas natin si a value, or ipa-factor out natin si a, magiging negative 2. Quantity, ang natira na lang po dito, kasi negative 2x squared, i-divide mo sa negative 2 na monomial factor, cancel po yan, ang natira na lang ay x squared. Same with this one, i-divide mo yan sa negative 2, ang natira na lang po ay negative 5x minus 3. So, yung numerical coefficient niya po na negative 2 ay monomial factor na po neto. So, eto na po. Ito po ay gagawin nating perfect square trinomial. So, paano? Yan. Same lang yung process. Since negative po siya, negative 5. At ang 5 po natin ay hindi po siya perfect. Diba ang b natin, negative 5. I-divide mo sa 2, tapos square mo. Eh, hindi siya divisible by 2. So, hindi nyo siya i-convert as decimal. So, magiging 5 times 5, ayan po, magiging 25 all over 4. Ayan. So, yun po yung i-add nyo po dito, 25 all over 4. Ang ilal-add nyo naman po dun sa kabila, negative 25 all over 4. So, ayan po. And then next, simplify and express the perfect square trinomial as a square of binomial. So, ito po ay perfect square trinomial. Ito. Ngayon po gagawin natin siyang perfect square binomial. So, ganito po siya. Negative 2, yung a natin hindi nagbabago, x minus 5 all over 2 raised to the second power is square root of the first term and square root of the last term. So, 5, 25 all over 4, that is 5 all over 2. Negative po yung gitna, kaya po negative po yung sign po natin. And then, ito po, isi-simplify natin to. Alam nyo naman siguro yan, magiging negative 3, magiging positive 25 all over 4. And then, LCD, 4. 4 times 3, that is negative 12 plus 25 divided by 4. So, negative 12 plus 25, that is 13. 13, ito po, bakit 19? So, ito po, magiging negative, ito, pakitignan po ito, negative 12 plus 25 all over 4. Shortcut po kasi nito ay 3 times to negative 12. So, subtract na po natin na maayos, negative 12 plus 25, that is 13. Positive 13 divided by 4. So, dapat po ito ay positive 13 divided by 4. So, ang A natin ay negative 2. Ang H natin, ito po ang H natin, yun po ay negative. Yung sa formula ay negative. Ayan. So, ibig sabihin kung yan ay negative, mag-change tayo, magiging positive. Magiging 5 halves. Tapos, ang K po natin ay 13 all over 4. So, yan. So, transform quadratic function from standard form to general form. Paano naman? Kabaliktaran naman yan. So, kanina, kinukuha natin yung, ito ang hinahanap natin kanina. Ngayon naman, ito naman ang given. Tapos, gagawin naman natin siyang quadratic function. Madali lang to. Alam nyo na to kung paano gawin. Simplify nyo lang. Foil method ang pwede pong gawin dito. So, first, we expand x minus 3 raised to the second power. Kung hindi nyo na po alam yung shortcut nyo noon, mag-FOIL method po kayo, negative 3, tapos x minus 3. Ayan. So, first term, that is x squared. Tapos, x times negative 3, negative 3x. Tapos, negative 3 times x. Pero kung alam nyo yung shortcut, go nyo po. Negative 3x. Tapos, negative 3 times negative 3, that is equal to positive 9. And then, combined like terms. Ito po, magiging negative 6x. Magiging x squared minus 6x plus 9. Ayan po, nakalagay na po siya sa parenthesis. Plus, sa given, may plus 9. Ayan, plus 9. Simplify. Multiply po yung negative sa labas, papunta lahat sa distributive property. Negative x squared na, plus negative times negative, positive 6x, negative times positive 9, negative 9 plus 9. So, ito po, combine like terms, magiging 0 po yan. So, ang sagot na lang po natin, simplify the equation. So, y is equal to negative x squared plus 6x. So, the equivalent general form of y is equal to negative quantity x minus 3 a squared plus 9 is y is equal to negative x squared plus 6x. Therefore, ang a po natin ay negative 1, ang b natin ay 6, at ang c natin ay 0. O, di ba madali lang siya pag-convert ng vertex to general form. So, we need to transform another one. Give an example. So, y is equal to negative x minus 3 squared plus 9 in general form. Naulit lang. So, I do hope na wala na po kayong mga tanong. But if you still have questions and you need another example, ilagay nyo lang po doon sa chat box or paki-PM lang po ako. So, ang natutunan po natin ngayon ay the standard form, the vertex form of the quadratic function defined by the general form, which is y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. If y is equal to a, quantity x minus h squared plus k, where a, h, and k are any real number, and a should not be equal to 0. We also discussed on how to convert a quadratic function from general form to standard form. Use the process of completing the squares. And na pag-aralan din po natin yung how to convert a quadratic function from standard form, expand the square of the binomial, and then you need to simplify. So, I have here a reflection. Ito pong reflection, pwede nyo pong siyang sagutan. At pwede nyo din pong ipasa sa akin by our messenger. So after the lifting of the different level of quarantine imposed on our respective society, COVID-19 pandemic, we will be dealing with a new form of standard of living. So how would you adjust your lifestyle on the so-called new normal? Thank you. Do you have any question? So as I've said a while ago, if you still have question, please PM me. That's it, and good day, everyone.